All right, today we're going to talk about compound sentences. Compound sentences are a great way that we can improve our writing just by combining some smaller sentences or by adding some more information. Our essential question is, how can I improve a weak sentence by adding information? First, we have clauses and compound sentences. What are the different parts of a compound sentence? Well, remember, a clause is a combination of subjects and predicates. It's how we make sentences in general. And we already looked at complex sentences that had main clauses and subordinate clauses. With compound sentences, it's a little bit different because everything is a main clause. All the parts of a compound sentence could be a sentence by themselves. They're just usually not a good sentence. So we're going to try and make our sentences a little bit better. How we're going to do that? Well, our compound sentence is going to have two or more clauses joined together by a conjunction or a semicolon. What's a conjunction? It's those words that bring things together. Okay, the word conjunction, when you look at it, means to combine with. So a conjunction is what combines a sentence with another sentence. So we're going to take a look at how we can do that and what we're going to use and what are the conjunctions we use with a compound sentence. Well, a way to remember is fanboys. There are 7 different conjunctions, 8 if you count the semicolon, and the first one is for. With for, you have an effect for cause. He got detention for he was lazy. We don't use this one often. This is a little bit older English, older style English, but you could use for in the same way as you would use because. So for is a way that we could do that. Now, if you look at this, he got detention because he was lazy. You can make this a complex sentence just as easily. You just get rid of that comma. But it just depends on what you want, whether you want it to be a compound sentence or a complex sentence. And put a star next to and here because and is one of the most common ones and we use this all the time. I'm sick or I'm tired and I'm sick. That's actually not true. I'm feeling pretty good today. But when I first wrote up these notes, I was sick and tired. So I wrote that sentence. And you just use when you're giving more information. So anytime you want to add more information and you have two weaker sentences, you can combine them with an and. Nor is when both are not happening. I'm not happy, nor am I pleased. If we are negative and negative, not necessarily like the topic's negative, but we're saying no and nots and aren'ts and stuff like that, when we're going to use nor. With but, we're changing direction. We're giving information and then we're changing it. I'm angry, but I'm hopeful. Okay. Right now, I'm happy, but I'm nervous about how the class is going to go. You know, whenever you're going to change direction on your thoughts, you're going to use the conjunction but. We have or, which is positive or positive. We will win or I will be sad. Both of those are positive statements. Like, what do you mean? Well, we're not saying no's and nots. We're not saying that something's not going to happen. That's when we're going to use an or. Yet is going to be used exactly like but. There's no difference. I'm angry, yet I'm hopeful. It's just a different way of approaching it. And if you already have a sentence with but, you can always write a different sentence using yet if you want to have a compound sentence. That's a way to give yourself a little bit more variety. Yet is again one of those words that we don't use much in modern English, but it is still very valid and still works really well. And if you want to add it, go for it. So is cause and effect, and we use this one all the time. I'm angry, so I'll give detention. Ha ha ha. Yeah, so we want to use cause and effect, we're going to use so. And so is a very, very common coordinating conjunction. And but and so are probably our 3 most common. All 7 could work. You can use all 7 and none of them will be wrong and you won't get your points marked down or anything else. In fact, it'd probably be good to mix it up a little bit, but for the most part, and but and so will cover what you need to do to make your compound sentences. Oh, let's not forget the semicolon. The semicolon replaces and. If you are just have 2 short sentences you want to combine, you could combine them by just saying, I'm sick, I'm tired. Anytime you'd use and to combine them, you can just put a semicolon in there and you're good to go. So the semicolon is a really cool little trick that you can do. And when you're combining 2 thoughts, the big part about it is you have to make sure those 2 thoughts are related. Otherwise, the semicolon doesn't make a lot of sense. But it is a way that you can make a compound sentence and keep improving your writing. When should you use a compound sentence? Well, when you have 2 weak sentences. If you have two weak sentences in a paragraph, you're better off making them into one stronger sentence. Ponyboy was attacked, so Johnny protected him. If you have evidence or analysis that needs more information. Now, again, I'm not talking about the part of your evidence in your quote. If you're quoting evidence, we don't change what's inside those quotation marks. But if we're paraphrasing our evidence or if we are writing our evidence in a way where we can add more information, do so. And your analysis often could use more information, and with um, you can combine that with using compound sentences. Ponyboy was attacked and Johnny was attacked earlier. More information. If you have a second thought, if you have another direction that your thinking's going, or if you just want to expand on that a little bit, Ponyboy was attacked, but Johnny killed the Soch. I mean, when you look at this, we're going in one direction, but really I want to focus on this other thought here. That's a good time to use a compound sentence to change the direction of your thoughts and go to that second direction. Take a look at your writing, see how you could use compound sentences, start trying to mix them in. We are learning a lot of different phrases and clauses and different ways to go through it and change our writing. Start looking for those opportunities to add those in to make your writing better.